You ever notice how she shifts, just slightly, when you're around? Like when she laughs a little softer, or her voice drops barely above a whisper, as if only you were meant to hear it. You probably thought she was just being polite. Or worse, you thought it was nothing. But here's the truth. There are hidden triggers inside every woman's mind that unlock her softest, most feminine, most vulnerable side. And most men? They never see it? Was it your charm? Your looks? No, it's something far deeper. And once you spot these signs, you'll never unsee them again. If you've ever caught her looking at you differently, but weren't sure why, drop a in the comments. Stay till the end to discover the hidden cue most men overlook. But you won't. You're sitting across from her. The light between you is low, soft, flickering off the edges of her hair like candlelight. You've been teasing each other for a while now, light jokes, flirty sarcasm, that dance you both know too well. But then, something shifts. You say something not even profound, just something real, and for a moment, everything slows. Her shoulders relax. Her smile turns from playful to gentle. Her eyes, they don't just look at you. They see you. She leans in not much, maybe an inch, maybe less, but you feel it. That quiet, almost sacred moment where she transitions from playful to present, where her mask drops and a softness appears you didn't know she had. You pause, wondering, was that real? Most guys miss it. They keep talking. They change the subject. They pull back, afraid of what that moment might mean. But you noticed, because you're starting to learn what most men never will. This wasn't about the words. It wasn't about impressing her. It was about resonance, emotional alignment. A brief, unscripted moment where she let her guard down, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. And that softness is not weakness. It's not manipulation. It's a gift. A test. A whisper from her subconscious. I feel safe here. And you might wonder, what triggered it? Was it something you said? The way you looked at her? Or was it simply the fact that you were there, fully there, with no agenda, no performance? No rush? Most guys chase attraction. But very few ever unlock softness. And softness is where the real intimacy lives. So next time you're with her, when she glances down after a quiet laugh, or when her voice drops to a hush like it's meant only for you, don't move. Don't speak too fast. Don't rush the moment. Just hold it. Let her soften. Let her come closer, because the moment she softens is the moment she begins to truly trust you. There's a difference between making a woman feel impressed and making her feel safe. The guy who brags about his income, flexes his car, or tries to dominate every conversation. He might spark intrigue. He might get a reaction, but he doesn't get access to her softness. Because ego doesn't unlock vulnerability. Safety does not picture this. You're sitting with her in a cozy coffee shop. Outside, rain patters gently against the window. She's sipping slowly, eyes darting down every few seconds. You're teasing her, just lightly asking about her weird childhood obsessions, her secret talent for naming every Pokémon, the song that made her cry when she was 12. At first, she laughs. It's a little deflective, but then she pauses. Her smile shifts, and she tells you something she hasn't told anyone in a long time. That's the moment, the opening. Her guard was up until you created a space where it didn't need to be. You didn't laugh at her. You didn't make it about you. You listened, without judgment, without trying to spin it into a joke or a compliment. See, women don't soften for dominance. They soften for presence. They soften for the man who can hold their emotions without trying to fix them, label them, or run from them. Because here's the truth. Women are constantly on alert. Socially, emotionally, even physically. They're reading the room, picking up on micro-expressions, always calculating safety. And when you show up as someone who doesn't need to win, impress, or control, something powerful happens. Her system relaxes. And with that relaxation comes the real her. But here's what's tricky. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to care just to get close. She feel it. Women feel an energy is what men often miss in words. So next time you're with her, ask about something nostalgic. Ask her what she wanted to be when she was 10. What made her feel alive before the world told her to grow up. And when she answers, don't interrupt. Don't try to be funny. Just listen. Stay with her. Most guys miss the doorway completely. But you won't. Because now you know emotional safety isn't a line, a flex, or a strategy. It's a presence. And presence is what lets her rest. Here's the paradox. The softer she gets, the more chaotic her emotions might feel. And the more grounded you remain, the deeper her softness flows. Let me paint a moment for you. You're texting her. It's been flirty, light, fun. Then suddenly, radio silence. No response for hours. Maybe a whole day. Your mind starts racing. Did you say something wrong? Was the joke too much? Is she pulling away? This is the test. Not of your logic, but of your frame. Because what she's watching for is how you respond to pressure. Not external pressure, emotional pressure. If you double text her, question her, get passive-aggressive or insecure, her instincts kick in. He's not grounded. He needs reassurance. He needs control. But if you stay calm, if you keep living, stay playful, and let her come to you, she leans back and why? Because you just proved something. You proved that her emotional unpredictability doesn't shake you. And that's rare. See, most women have dealt with men who crumble under even minor emotional tension. A delayed reply turns into guilt-tripping. A teasing joke turns into over-explaining. A disagreement turns into begging. But you're different. You smile when she pulls away. You flirt when she gets cold. You hold your own rhythm and invite her to join it. But you don't chase. And this calmness, it's intoxicating. Women associate masculine calm with emotional safety. When you don't flinch, don't panic, don't plead, they relax. Because now they know you're the rock, not the wave. She can cry and laugh in the same sentence, and you won't get confused. She can test, pull, tease, disappear, and when she returns, you're still there, unbothered, anchored. That's not indifference. That's mastery. And look, it's not always easy. Your ego will want to react. Your mind will want answers. But the man who can breathe through emotional turbulence, who can feel the storm and still smile, that's the man she softens for. That's the man she respects. So next time she tests you with silence or sudden coldness, don't flinch. Don't fold. Smile. Breathe. Send her a playful line when it feels fun, not forced. Then get back to your purpose. Because her softness doesn't come when you pursue it. It comes when you embody something she can't shake. It always starts small. You lean back in your chair. A minute later, she shifts in her seat, subtly matching your posture. You lower your voice, speaking slower, more deliberately. Suddenly, she's doing the same. Her words stretch out, her tone softens, her breath slows. This isn't coincidence. It's not random. It's mirroring, and it's one of the most overlooked signs that she's slipping into her softest state around you. You've seen it before, but you probably didn't recognize it. That moment when your calmness becomes contagious. When your energy starts to pull her in without you lifting a finger. Women are emotional reflectors. They often calibrate their emotional state based on the man they're with. But here's the catch. This only happens if they feel something worthy of mirroring. If you're anxious, rushed, fidgety, She mirrors that too. She feels tense, guarded, emotionally scattered. But when you drop into a calm, grounded, steady presence, she can't help but adjust, Dot. It's instinctive, subconscious. It bypasses logic and lands straight into her nervous system. There's a kind of power in that, isn't there? Imagine it. You're at a party, music loud, people everywhere. But you're seated with her, fully present. You're not checking your phone. You're not scanning the room for better options. You're locked into the moment, speaking slowly, eyes soft but steady, Dot. As your energy slows, hers follows. She leans in closer, without even realizing it. Her laughter gets quieter, more personal, almost like she doesn't want anyone else to hear. Her body angles toward you. Her guard drops, word by word, glance by glance. What most men don't realize is that softness isn't something you create through words or tactics. It's a frequency you lead with. And here's the beauty of it. It's effortless. No chasing. No overthinking. You slow down. She slows down. You breathe deeper. She breathes deeper. You speak less. She opens more. But most men are too caught up in their own nerves to notice. Not you. Not anymore. Next time you're in her presence, slow your pace deliberately. Lower your voice just slightly. Hold eye contact a beat longer than feels comfortable. And then, watch how she begins to mirror you without even knowing why. That's the moment you'll see it. The subtle but undeniable proof that her soft side is awakening in your presence. Softness isn't unlocked by grand gestures. It's not the roses, the fancy dinners, or the rehearsed lines. It's the quiet validations. The ones that slip into her heart when she's least expecting it. Here's the scene. You're both out. Maybe walking through a park, leaves crunching underfoot. She's rambling about some niche passion. Maybe she's obsessed with old jazz records or has an encyclopedic knowledge of vintage cameras. Most guys would nod politely, waiting for their turn to speak. But you stop. You smile. And you say something like, "You really light up when you talk about this. I like seeing that side of you." Silence. That's the moment it happens. Her breath catches just slightly. Her cheeks flush. Her posture softens because you didn't compliment her looks. You didn't flatter her just to gain favor. You noticed her passion, her essence, and you acknowledged it without wanting anything in return. That kind of validation, it cuts deeper than any superficial praise ever could. Women are used to compliments about their appearance. They hear it everywhere online, in person, even from strangers passing by. But compliments about their character? About the parts of themselves they don't parade around for attention? That's rare. And that rarity is what makes it powerful. When you casually validate her ambition, her kindness, her curiosity, without expectation, you trigger something ancient inside her. A deep-rooted need to feel seen beyond the surface. And when she feels seen, she softens. Her voice lowers. Her eyes linger longer. She starts sharing things she's never told anyone else. Her emotional walls dissolve because, finally, she's met someone who values her spirit more than her shell. But here's where most guys mess this up. They overdo it. They pour on compliments, hoping to win her over. They make it transactional. If I validate her enough, she'll like me back. It doesn't work like that. The secret isn't in how much you validate her. It's in how real it is. And how unattached you are to the outcome. It's noticing something genuine, speaking it without hesitation, and then moving on, letting her sit in the warmth of that moment without forcing it to escalate. And the beauty of this approach, it flips the dynamic. Suddenly, she's wondering about you. She's curious why you're so grounded, so different, so unfazed by surface-level games. She starts to lean in, to share more, to seek your validation. Because now it feels meaningful. So next time you're talking with her, forget the scripted lines. Forget the obvious compliments. Instead, catch her off guard with a small, sincere validation about who she is beneath it all. Then watch as the softest parts of her begin to unfold right before your eyes. There's a certain magic in the things only the two of you know. That private corner of connection, hidden from the rest of the world, where her softest self lives. It doesn't take much to create it. In fact, it often begins by accident. Maybe it's a shared glance during a crowded conversation, where one inside joke passes silently between you. Maybe it's a phrase you two invented that no one else would understand. Or that ridiculous memory from your second date. The one that still makes her laugh every time it's mentioned. These small, almost accidental moments, they're doorways. And once you step through them, you're no longer just another guy she's talking to. You've become part of her inside world. And here's the truth that most men never realize. The more inside jokes, shared memories, and secret languages you build together, the softer she becomes around you. Not just in words, but in the way she touches your arm, the way she leans into you during conversations, the way she lets herself be silly, playful, fully herself. Because now, it's not about attraction anymore. It's about belonging. Women soften the most around the men who make them feel like they're part of something. Exclusive, something only you and her understand. Think about it. When she's with a guy who's trying to impress her, she keeps her walls up. She's guarded, calculating, analyzing every move. But with the guy who shares an inside joke with her across a crowded room, the guy who remembers her odd quirks and teases her about them in the most endearing way, that's the guy she laughs with. That's the guy she leans toward, emotionally and physically. And here's what's beautiful about this. It doesn't require effort. You don't have to force these moments. They happen naturally. When you pay attention, you notice the way she orders her coffee. You remember the song that makes her light up. You poke fun at the way she always loses her keys. And with every shared smile, every secret memory, every private world you build, she softens more. Because now, you're not just some guy she's dating. You're the keeper of her little worlds. The co-creator of her personal mythology. And it's in those shared universes where the deepest bonds are formed. So here's your move. Next time you're with her, bring up a small funny memory you share. Reference something only the two of you would get. Watch how her face changes, how her eyes light up, how she instantly feels closer to you without even knowing why. Because at the end of the day, it's not the grand gestures that unlock her softest side. It's the shared worlds, the secret languages, the inside jokes that only the two of you can speak. That's where her heart lives. Here's the irony. The more you chase softness, the more it slips through your fingers. Let's be honest. Once you taste that side of that tender, open, glowing part, you want more of it. It's addictive. It makes you feel chosen, special, powerful even. But there's a hidden trap here. The moment you start pursuing her softness, trying to pull it out of her on demand, it vanishes, because softness can't be forced. It can't be cornered or manipulated. The second she feels you need it, that you're attached to it, her guard shoots back up. You've probably seen this play out before. One guy experiences a beautiful, vulnerable side of a woman. He gets hooked. He starts texting more, asking for reassurance, probing for deeper emotional talks, trying to recreate the magic of that soft moment. But instead of pulling her closer, he pushes her away, because now she doesn't feel safe anymore. She feels pressure. She senses that his calmness wasn't real. It was conditional. Women are highly sensitive to this shift. They feel the difference between a man who enjoys their softness and a man who needs it to feel secure. Here's the cold truth. The man who over-pursues softness loses it, but the man who accepts it when it comes, and calmly releases it when it doesn't, that's the man she keeps coming back to. Because now, she's not being pressured to soften. She's choosing to. And that's when it becomes real. So here's your reminder. When you feel tempted to chase that side of her, to push for closeness, to demand vulnerability, to talk about where this is going, pause. Detach. Breathe. Refocus on your own path, your own energy, your own peace. Because nothing unlocks her softest side like a man who's already fulfilled on his own. Let her lean in when she's ready. And when she does, smile, appreciate it, but never cling to it. Because the more you let it flow naturally, the more it returns again and again. Here's the truth. You've been circling around this whole time. Her soft side isn't something you unlock by force. It's not a puzzle you solve, or a code you crack. It's a natural response to the man you are. When you live your life fully, when you're grounded in your purpose, calm in your presence, and unshakable in your energy, women feel it. Without you trying, without you chasing, without you asking. They sense it. And that's when they soften. Not because you demanded it, but because your energy created space for it. Picture this. You're walking alone, fully at peace, focused, present. She watches from across the room. She feels that pull, the gravitational energy of a man who isn't performing, isn't posturing, isn't begging for attention. You're simply there, fully yourself. And in that quiet, magnetic confidence, she feels safe enough to let go.